Hello everyone, welcome you all to Eternal IAS. And in today's lecture, we are going to solve another set of 5 questions. And all of these questions are related to current affairs section from different months of 2024. Example, January, February, March. Right? If you know the answers of these questions, comment down your marks. If you don't know, then see the topic and learn the topics underlined. Okay. So let's start with the question number one. Here is the question number one. Question one is all about the Saint Thiruvallur. Why I am asking this question? Because this was in news. Because our Prime Minister recently pays tribute to the Saint Thiruvallur on the specific day which is dedicated to Saint Thiruvallur. Right? So the day name is Thiruvallur. So let us see what exactly is Thiruvallur Day and why it is being celebrated. Who was Thiruvallur? So it is being celebrated on 15th or 16th of January only in the state of Tamil Nadu, right? And this occasion is named after the honor of the poet Thiruvallur, and he is also a part of Pongal celebration, right? So this Thiruvallur, as you can see in the picture as well, he is the saint. He is also known as Great Tamil Sage. Okay, because this person has contributed to the literature, and this person, the name of this person was firstly mentioned in the text of Thiruvallar Malai. And the exact date of Thiruvallar and by how, like where he was born and everything, that is not known till date. But yes, he is he is believed that he used to live in the part of Chennai. And he has written a book which is named as Tirukul. You can see here his famous work, Tirukkurul. Just like we know that Kautilya has written Arthashastra, and that is the base of present day political system. Same as that way, Saint Thiruvallur wrote Thirukullur, which is the first text on ancient Tamil grammar, right? And he is said to have been a weaver by the profession and a Jain by the religion. Getting my point? So this was the main thing which you have to remember. And also you have to remember that this Thirukullur is composed of 133 sections of 10 couplets, right? So you can see this. Both the statements are right about the Saint Thiruvallur. Very, very important person. You definitely find question from this person, and just write down in your notes about this person, and very, very important from the examination point of view. Moving on to the second question. Second question is all about the GM mustard DMH. What exactly is GM mustard? You might have heard about GM mustard, right? GM mustard, hearing starts afresh. SC here arguments on both the sides, right? It is a genetically modified hybrid variety of the mustard species. Okay. It has been developed by Delhi University Center for Genetic Manipulation of Crop Plants. Okay, you should know the name of that who has been developed this. So it is an indigenously developed mustard species, and said that it has been more productive. And the main issue was that this variety was interfering with the honeybees natural pollination process. Okay, so why this was in news recently. And it was being said that this variety DMH11, this variety is said to have 28% more yield than the national check. Okay. And this complete variety composed of two genes. One is bar star and another is barnase. Okay. because this seed production requires an efficient male sterility and fertility restoration program. So that's why this has been developed. And first statement is totally correct. It is a first indigenously developed modified GM crop in the country. No, it's not actually first. It is indigenously developed GM crop. Okay, it contains one alien gene. It doesn't contain one. It actually contains two alien genes. I told you, no, that one is bar star and one is barnase. So it contains two alien genes. So this was the right. Second statement is wrong, whereas third statement is right. Okay. So this is the important thing. GM crops, genetically modified crops. Genetically modified crops are those crops which are derived from the plants whose genes are artificially modified by inserting genetical material from another organism so that increase yield, tolerance, herbicide, resistant to disease, drought, nutritional value, it can be improved. And it's not only that India has developed only one GM food crop. No, India has already developed GM cotton. Okay. But this appraisal committee has recommended GM mustard only for the commercial use. Okay, so third statement is only right, whereas all the two statements are wrong. So you can read it from here, question number 2. Moving on to the question number 3, that is about the National Multidimensional Poverty Index. Recently, this MPI, Multidimensional Poverty Index, has been released. Okay, so let us see some of the facts related to Multidimensional Poverty Index. It is being released by UNDP, United Nations Development Program, and it measures poverty on the different dimensions, which is totally correct. It is not measuring poverty only on the base of कि खाना नहीं मिलता, ऐसा नहीं है. It measures dimension. It measures on the different dimensions because, as the name says, multi-dimension. Multi means multiple dimensions will be there, and then they are going to check it out. So broadly, they are having three categories, and among the three categories, there are subcategories as well. First one is income, right? Then they say about the health, standard of living, and there is another one also, that is education. So there are these kind of dimensions here, and amongst these dimensions, there are 12 indicators. If I talk about who measured the first type of poverty in India, so that has been done in 1901 by a person named as Dada Bhai Naroji, who is also known as Grand Old Man of India, in his book Poverty and Un-British Rule in India. The National Planning Committee in 1938 done that. Then different committees, Lakdawala Committee, Tendulkar Committee, Rangarajan Committee, they started doing estimating the poverty, and they decided that what is going to be the poverty line or poverty income, like what should be the point. Okay. Whereas the second statement says that bank account is one of the indicators under the standard of living. No, under the standard of living, cooking fuel, sanitation, drinking water, housing, electricity are there. Bank account is another one parameter. Okay, so this is also correct. Second, all the indicators have equal weightage. No, this is wrong. Yeah, in the health section, they have equal weights. No, in the health section, there are three parameters. One is nutrition. Second is child mortality. And third one is maternity health. Nutrition and mortality ranks 1 by, like nutrition 1 by 6. Child mortality and maternity is 1 by 12. So it is doesn't have any equal dimensions. So this statement third will be wrong, whereas only one statement second is right. So option A will be the correct answer here. And in this index, there is no rank. The basic of this is having a percentage. So India's multidimensional poverty rate down to 11.28% in 2023 from 29.17 in 2013-14. So we have like the share of Indian population living in the MPI is estimated to have fallen to 11.28%, right? And this has been released by Niti Aayog in India. But overall, in the world, it has been released by UNDP. And the states like UP, Bihar, MP, Rajasthan, they have recorded the sharpest decline in the number of people classified as MPI. Moving on to the next question of Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee. As I told you, this Genetic Appraisal Committee is the committee who gives all the approval for the GM crops and everything. So, Genetically Appraisal Committee, headquarters in Delhi. This committee, you have to learn about this committee. And this was formed to regulate the GM crop research, testing, right? And it has been formed under the Environment Protection Act of 1986, and it is India's main biotech regulatory body established by Indian Ministry of Environment and Forests. Okay, so this first statement will be wrong. Second is right because Environment, Forest and Climate Change Ministry uh, under like Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee. And let's see more. This committee approves the GM crops, right? And Ministry examines this and it makes a recommendation to accept or reject the proposal. The main job of this committee is to approve or refuse the certain activities, like in case of large scale testing, deregulation, commercialization, they do that. Import, export, transport, manufacture, processing, they do that. Right? Intentional release of GM organisms, they do these things. Okay, so first statement is right. Right? First statement is totally correct. And if I talk about the composition, so this is represented by the Minister of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. The different experts are there, chairman and different experts from the health services, CSIR, plant protection advisor, everyone comes here. And then they do everything. Like they have approved BT brinjal, BT maize, right? They do that. And they meet once in a year to review investigations. No, this is a permanent committee. So fourth statement is also wrong. Only two statements are right, second and third. So that's how this question should be done. Moving on to the last question is about the CCI, Competition Commission of India, because CCI clear SSI stake by in Manipal Health Enterprises. So let's see about something about the CCI. What exactly is CCI? So CCI is under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Very important. It is a chief national competition regulatory body, which is a statutory body, and it is under the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Right? And it is responsible for enforcing the Competition Act. Competition Act is 2002. If they ask about the Competition Act, then it is 2002. Okay. CCI, like it approves like which two merging entities should not overtake the market. They should do that or they shouldn't do that. Everything they do that. Okay. And if I talk about which person is eligible to become, okay, so let's see. This commission comprises a chairman and not less than two and not more than six members appointed by the central government. Okay. So they do like that. So the question about the CCI is you can see the statements as well. The question is saying that this CCI is qualified, only a person who is qualified to be a judge of High Court can be appointed as a chairperson. You can read it here. Composition, you have to remember like how many people are there, like a chairman, not more than two or six members. This is important. Next, this CCI, like any person who has a ability integrity to be a judge of high court or has a special knowledge or a professional knowledge of not less than 15 years in international trade, economics and business should be there. So second statement is correct. it is was established to replace competition appellate tribunal? No, this is not right. So the third statement is wrong, whereas the first and second statement is right. But the first statement is wrong. It is responsible for enforcing that Competition Act 2002. Okay, so this was the main thing. I hope you all are getting these points. So these are very, very important from the examination point of view. All of the facts which you are reading here. Okay, so write down these facts, note down these things, and we shall meet you all in the next lecture with another 5 topics, another things. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Thank you. Jai Hind.